That said, let's dive into Tesla, guys. So guys, with Tesla, there's a few different scenarios that you really have to be mindful of, okay? The original count that I had was we actually could be finishing off all of a correction here for a potential wave 4 bottom, right? So we have a W, right? X, Y coming down. And now we're starting to form bullish divergence across the 4-hour time frames, all the way down to the 1-hour time frame. So this did make sense to me as a potential buy. The only thing that's problematic in terms of what I'm seeing right now is that this structure, okay, looks pretty impulsive to me, guys. That looks pretty impulsive. So what does that mean? That looks pretty, I guess, intense, right? It looks a bit more, I would say, strong than originally, planned out for, okay? And like I mentioned, just a disclaimer, I'm not in Tesla right now, right? I'm waiting to see whether or not we get an uptrend, break some higher highs, and then I'll start getting in on the dips on these uptrends, okay? So I'm not catching the falling knife. I'm just waiting patiently to see where Tesla can sort of land, take control, stabilize, and then uptrend, and then I'll get in on the uptrend, right? I don't like catching knives. I'm not a reversal type trader. So just wanted to make sure you guys are aware of that, okay? So with Tesla, guys, there is a second count here where we're putting in an actual triple correction. This is a very rare correction that only happens, you've seen it across AMD, right? So AMD is putting in a triple correction, same thing. We're putting in a W, X, Y, X as another failed impulse, and now we're coming down for a Z wave, guys. W, X, Y, X, Z. Okay, it's a triple correction. It's rare, but you see this across AMD, across Nike, right, in 2025. So it's very similar to that type of structure. So what does that mean? Well, that means that we most likely are putting in this A wave, gonna bounce soon, right? But if it fails to sort of push out and make a higher high, guys, right? If it cannot break 336 or 366, we could be coming down one more flush down to 250, down to 277, guys. I know that's kind of scary, all right? But as a trader, right, from my mindset, all I do, I don't predict what's going to happen. All I do is I basically put trades where I think is the highest probability for bounces and for good probability trades, right? I don't care what's going to happen. All I care about is making sure that the areas that I'm planning out as a trader, I have the best chance to win. And if I plot this out, right, I'm putting together all my different scenarios. This is a scenario that makes complete sense to me, where we come down to 250 to 180. All right, and the reason why, guys, take a look at this. I zoomed out to the monthly and weekly levels here on Tesla, and all Tesla is doing ever since 2020, right, we're just putting in a channel here. Look at this. All right, it's just a beautiful parallel channel, right? And where is the bottom of this price, guys? All right, if you take a look at sort of the Fibonacci retracements and everything here, right? Same thing. Look across the price action. We're sitting at 280 up to 260. It's the same sort of confluence, right? 250 down to 280. It's very similar in terms of confluence, is what I like to call it, right? It's all sort of pointing to that direction. So, as a trader, what am I going to do? Well, for me, I'm not going to do anything until Tesla can show me that it can get out of this downtrend, right? We're making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. This is a downtrend, guys. I don't like catching knives on downtrends as a trader, right? I'm not a reversal trader. I'd rather be going up on this uptrend like this, right? And buying the dips on uptrends and go on the ride. I don't like catching downtrends, okay? So I'm not going to be doing anything until Tesla can prove to me we can get out of this downtrend, guys. All right? Now, if you're a long-term investor, these are the levels that make sense to accumulate, right? You can buy slowly here. I wouldn't be mad if you got in here. I wouldn't be mad if you accumulated down here at 211, down here at 180, right? These are all just setting you up for very big future success, right, into the future, because you're looking at an algo target of 570 up to 620 into the future, right? So anything around these levels, it doesn't matter if you're $50 off from an entry point, really doesn't matter, guys, at the end of the day, okay? But for me as a trader, it does matter because I take high probability trades because I have to make an income to make sure that I get in at the specific levels I want to. All right, so I'm looking out to see whether or not the 270s down to the 180s would make a little bit more sense rather than these levels originally planned, okay? So let's see, right? I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. All I can do is plan for trades that make sense, right? And this makes sense to me. We could bounce completely from these levels, right? The original, maybe like 290s, we could, just smash it through. And now we have a reversal, right? But until then, guys, if Tesla cannot break 366, again, we're still in a downtrend. It can keep going down just like AMD, just like Nike, just like PepsiCo in the past, right? We're not making any higher highs, right? So for me, it's too risky.